Not a crazy amount of Philly sports stuff to talk about this week, but there is some. So we're going to talk about it. First off, Saquon Barkley is on the cover of Madden. I believe he's the first Eagles player to ever be on the cover of Madden, which is very cool. He's a 99 overall, of course. The backwards hurdle is the image. I should probably have put that up. But he was recently on, I believe, NFL Network. Yeah, he was recently on NFL Network and said this about the Madden curse, because for those of you who don't know about the Madden curse, basically the large majority of athletes who have been on the cover of Madden, which comes out in the off season, the following NFL season have gotten hurt or performed very badly. Generally, they've gotten hurt. That's the main thing that people point to as the Madden curse, is that very often the guy who was the cover athlete gets hurt the very next season. So it's called the Madden curse. Saquon's on the cover, so everyone's like, oh no, the Madden curse is going to come for Saquon. Saquon was on NFL Network, and here is what he had to say about that.
It's the Madden curse. Are you a believer in curses? Does that factor into your headspace at all as you get that call and know that your face is going to be on that game?
Nah, I'm a believer in God. That's my mindset, to be completely honest. And
The curse.
Now, technically, if you're a believer in God, you would believe in curses, because, like, in the Bible, there's curses that happen. Old Testament, the plagues are kind of like a curse on Egypt. New Testament, Jesus curses a fig tree. So theologically, technically, a little bit off, but love the concept, love the thought process behind it of, no, God is bigger than any type of Madden curse. So shout out Saquon. Round of applause for you. Love to hear that from an Eagles player. Because nitpicking theologically, technically, curses with God, it's possible. But I think what he was trying to get across is that I believe that God can keep me healthy and protect me from a Madden curse. That's not actually a concern. So yeah, just I liked seeing that. So good for Saquon. Shout out to Saquon. Love having him on the team. The Phillies lost today by a lot. Actually, I'm going to post this probably tomorrow, but Jesus Luzardo has been struggling. Not just regular struggling, really struggling. He gave up 12 runs in less than 4 innings his prior start, and then this start, he gave up 8 runs before he finished 3 innings. So it's not just he had a 2 ERA and now it's up to a 3. His ERA is crazy high from these last 2 outings now, and I don't really have a ton of insight as to why, honestly. He was getting hit so much by Blue Jays hitters with such simple swings that it looked like he was tipping his pitches. I couldn't tell you if he was tipping his pitches, but it looked like they just knew what was coming, and just simple swings, balls in the gap, like they knew what was coming. That was my only takeaway, was that they were just hitting him like crazy, and I don't know what has changed from when he was dominating early in the year. But it was crazy how hard he was getting hit. Highlight, though, Mick Abel looked amazing in his debut. I don't know if there's a photo of this. Nah, looks like not. But Mick Abel was amazing in his debut, and then he came back to the Phillies. He pitched great again against the Blue Jays. Everyone seems to be convinced that Mick Abel is Cy Young now because he pitched 11 great innings, which he's been fantastic. But we can also pump the brakes a little bit, guys. We we don't have to assume that Mick Abel is the greatest pitcher ever. Let's have some reasonable expectations. I think he's a great guy. He can be a great pitcher, but I also don't want people to get their expectations so high that then when he does regress to the mean, they get all upset at him for not being great. So Tyler Phillips last year got off to a great start. He's not even on the team anymore. So Mick Abel's a higher rated prospect. There's a lot of other nuance to that, but I'm just saying that this is a very small sample size. And again, the thing with the Phillies this year has been jumping to conclusions, either good or bad. So we jumped to conclusions when the team started badly. We don't need to jump to good conclusions right away on Mick Abel. So shout out Mick. He's been great. But also let's not put so much pressure on him being this good all the time. That's my piece on Mick Abel. And then the Sixers, not a ton going on. Draft is coming up. If anything happens with that, we'll talk about it, obviously. But yeah, so that's all the news. Like I said, not a ton. This is about 5 minutes, probably, roughly, talking about that. But now let's wrap this one up with the wheel game. I still don't have a good name for this, but the wheel game. So we will spin the wheel of years, and we get, it's an oldie, 1957. We're going to go in the Wayback Machine. If we get the Sixers, I don't know if they even had a team in 1967. Okay, Sixers. Well, we're going to find out. Did the Sixers, I don't think they had a team back then. What was it, 1957? This is, let's find out. Here's the Madden cover for Saquon. This is it. There's the Madden cover for Saquon. But yeah, let's see. So this is 1957 76ers. Okay, they kind of existed. They were the Philadelphia Warriors. Same franchise, so I'm going to count it. Let's learn about the 1957 Philadelphia Warriors. Here we go. They finished, oh goodness, what is that logo? You guys can see that. What are we doing? That looks like, first of all, it looks like a high school logo, but also that wouldn't even be a high school logo anymore. That is, wow. Also, I love how there's just one executive, Eddie. Eddie was the one executive that they had. Shout out Eddie. Oh, whoops. Why is it the pen? Or this? Hold on. Let me fix this. There we go. I need the highlighter. I love how Eddie is just the one exec. Now we have whole executive teams. Not back then. Just Eddie doing his thing. Being Eddie. So they finished 2 games over 500. They finished third in the Eastern Division, which seems good, but I'm guessing there weren't that many teams in the Eastern Division. So, let's see. They were 7th in points per game out of 8, but their defense was good because they allowed 104.4 points per game out of 8. So actually, they gave up 0.1 points per game more than they scored. Their expected win-loss, they would have been 5th. So they overperformed by 2 spots. And then they won the Eastern semifinals, but they lost in the Eastern finals to the Celtics. Wow. So the Philadelphia Warriors were just the way that the Philadelphia franchise has always been. Lost to the Celtics. But hey, they made it to the Eastern finals, which this team has not done for a long, long time. So one of the things I want to look at when we do these older teams is the names. Love looking at some old names. So they were coached by George. The executive was Eddie. Let's look at this roster. We had Paul, Ernie, Walt, George, Pat, Jack, Tom, Joe, Neil, Ray, Lenny, Woody, and Jim. Every single one of those is exactly what I would have expected the names to be on the 1957 Philadelphia Warriors. Love that. The majority of them were born around 1930. Some of the older ones were born in the 1920s. So if any of these guys were still alive, they're pushing 100 years old now, which is crazy. I love that all of their names were exact. Not one of them was not a name that I would expect from this roster. So that's amazing. I love that. So the NBA in 1957, what was it? What was it looking like, the landscape here? I want to see, like, if I go, okay, yeah, here we go. So the logo here, this looks like a wiffle ball. I guess the basketball looked like that. Wow. The St. Louis Hawks won the championship. Congrats, St. Louis. Wait, Woody, hold on, now I gotta go back. Did Woody win Rookie of the Year? He did. All right, so the Philadelphia Warriors in 1957-58 season had this rookie power forward out of Texas Southern who was 6'7", almost the tallest guy on the team. I was going to say the second tallest guy on the team. They had a 6'8" guy who was their tallest. Woody Salisbury, 6'7" rookie, came in, power forward, won Rookie of the Year. He went to Texas Southern. How many? One of 5 NBA players who played at Texas Southern to ever make it. Woody won Rookie of the Year, and he was drafted in the 8th round. Back when the NBA draft had that many rounds, he was drafted in the 8th round, the 60th overall pick, and he won Rookie of the Year. What a guy. Okay, we got to learn about Woody Salisbury. Oh, he's actually junior. Nicknames were Saldy and Slingshot. For his career, he averaged 10 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, shot 35% from the field, and his win shares were a negative 10.7. What a career. He was with the Philadelphia Warriors. He was 23 when he was drafted. He won Rookie of the Year, and his stats when he won Rookie of the Year were his points. It shows his minutes, his field goals attempted, his rebounds. Oh, there's points. Okay, averaged a double-double, 12.8 points, 10.3 rebounds. I mean, that's got to be worthy of Rookie of the Year, right? For this guy, in that time, I don't know, but that seems impressive to me. His free throw percentage was 61%. Oh, this is going better than I would have expected. We're already finding some interesting stuff. That would be the third highest point total of his career. The next year, he moved to center. Only time in his career he played center. He played the full season, I believe. Wow. So he won Rookie of the Year. His second year, they played him 38 minutes per game. He made an All-Star game. He improved He improved in points, assists, and rebounds. Assists, he went up from 0.8 to 1. So, wow. Okay, so he was really on the rise, and then he took a bit of a step back in his age 25 season. He rebounded a lot less. He scored less, assisted a little bit more, and his field goal percentage dropped 30%. They also played him way less. And then he kind of never really returned quite to that form. Seems like he was a basic kind of guy. And then he did not play for 2 years, and then just, casually came back with the Celtics, played half a season with them. Why not? Looks like he didn't do much for him. He was kind of himself, but his same averages and efficiency, just in way less minutes, 13.6 minutes per game. So, okay. Unfortunately, there's no picture of him. Can I find an image of Woody Salisbury? That would be fantastic. I want to see what this guy who came in and started, dominating the league looked like. Oh, there he is. All right, I'll be honest. Heard Woody Salisbury, assumed he was white because his name was Woody. So this is we're learning. We're learning as we go through this. There he is. That is Woody Salisbury. The sad story of I'll link this video if you guys wanna watch it. Apparently, he was the lowest overall draft pick in NBA history to win Rookie of the Year. That makes sense. He was drafted 60th. Wow. So yeah, if you watch that video if you want to learn more about him. He died in 2007. Rest in peace. He won a championship in '66 as a member of the Boston Celtics. Was that the year that he came back? He came back to win a chip. Good job, Woody. Proud of you that you got that championship. That's awesome. He was the second African American ever to win Rookie of the Year. So that's cool. Shout out Woody. Lowest overall pick, record he still holds, record he will hold forever because there's not 60 picks, or I'm sorry. How many teams are in the NBA? 2 rounds, 30 teams. It would be almost impossible for the Rookie of the Year to be the 60th overall pick at this point with scouting in the NBA. And whatnot. He scored a career high 41 points. He also was in the All-Star game that year. Okay. Oh, he was part of the Harlem Globetrotters for 2 years. That's crazy. Okay. He got traded a couple times. Waived by the Hawks, and then 2 years later, he signed with the Celtics. The NBA refused to accept the contract. Why? Why did the NBA not want the contract? Huh? They agreed to conditions, and the suit was dropped. Oh, he missed the rest of the regular season and the playoffs due to a back injury. So he got his championship, but he didn't get to play? That's sad. And then sometime in the late 90s, he was diagnosed with diabetes and had to have his leg amputated. That sucks. And then an article alleges that when he died, he was broke, alone, and on the verge of losing his left leg, also to diabetes. Dang. Sorry, Woody. It's a rough end. I don't even know how to transition from that sad story. But cool that he won Rookie of the Year from the 60th overall pick. So that's Woody Salisbury. Yeah. Oh, let me go back to the NBA. It was the NBA in 1957-58. So the St. Louis Hawks won. We discovered that Woody won Rookie of the Year. George Yardley was the points per game leader in the league with 27.8. Bill Russell averaged a cool 22.7 rebounds per game. So, pretty good. Here we go, division standings. This is what I was looking for. This is... love this, man. There were 8 teams. So, again, like I said, them finishing third seems good. They finished third in the East, but I assumed maybe there were like 6 to 8 teams in the East. There were 4 teams in the East. They finished third in the East, and they made the playoffs. So did 6 teams make the playoffs? Let me go to these playoff series, because the semifinals, it was the Warriors versus the Nationals. Okay, there we go. So 3 teams made it each. The number 1 seed went straight to the conference finals, and so the second and third place teams played each other. Winner moved on, it looks like, to play in the division finals. And yeah, the Warriors kind of just got smoked by the Celtics. They lost by 9, and then they lost by 22, and then they lost by 14, and then they won 1. And then the last game was close. They lost that, though. The West, St. Louis took care of the Detroit Pistons easily. Okay, so these playoffs were honestly pretty boring. Both division finals went 4-1, and then the Hawks took care of the Celtics 4-2. So I love how imbalanced it was, though. Like the Celtics, Nationals, and Hawks were the only teams over 40 wins. The Knicks finished last in the East, only 2 games under 500. And then the Pistons and Royals were both slightly under 500. And then you just had the Minneapolis Lakers, who absolutely stunk. And because there were only 8 teams, all the rest of them did like pretty close to 500, pretty good. And the Minneapolis Lakers were just horrendous and got smoked by everybody. So, you got to love the parity of an 8-team league back in 57, 58. That's awesome. Love to see that. So that's how the year went for the league. 8 teams. And the St. Louis Hawks in the West. St. Louis, Detroit, Cincinnati being the West Coast of the NBA is also hilarious. But yeah, shout out the St. Louis Hawks. What was their team history? Oh, dude, these old logos, man. Honestly, kind of fun. Like teams could bring these back as like alternates or something. That one's actually pretty cool. That one's fun. They actually weren't outstanding statistically. Their offensive rating was 3rd. Their defensive rating was 5th. So they were just well-rounded, I guess. Not sure how they beat the Celtics. The Celtics were probably favorites. Let me see how they stacked up. They were probably, they were number one in, I'm sorry, I'm looking at SRS and pace. My bad. The Celtics did not have a good offense. They were 7th out of 8 in offense, but they were first in defense, and they had the best net rating. So they were statistically the best team, best net rating. They won by the most points. What the heck is this logo, Celtics? I don't even know. So yeah, they were probably favored, and they lost to the St. Louis Hawks. And back then, people probably said, defense wins championships a lot more than they say it now. And that was probably disproved in this championship game. The Celtics defense did not win them a championship. Their attendance was 240,943, which was number one. I'm guessing that was their total attendance. So what's the math on that? If they went 49-23, how many games did, because there's no way they had 240 people showing up per night. So how many people were attending per game back in 1957? That's 72 games. So 240,943 divided by, I knew it was 72 games because Woody played all 72 in his second year. That's 3,300 people per game. What's the average attendance of a Celtics game now? Celtics game in 2024, I guess, would be, I really need to get this mic stand set up so I can type. Not in 2042. It's impossible to know the exact average. Google AI, I'm sorry I confused you. It's impossible to know the exact average attendance for a Boston Celtics game in 2042 as it's nearly 18 years in the future. 23-24, they averaged 19,000. Average attendance of 18,000. Celtics home average was 9. Okay, yeah. So 19,000. So they went from 3,300 in the 50s to 19,000 per game now. Good job, NBA. So, yeah, is there anything else that we can learn about this? This was looking at the stats, actually. So we learned all the stuff from the stats. Let's see if there's any articles. Let's see if we found an article on the Flyers last time I did this. I can read about it on Wikipedia, I guess. Wikipedia could give us some good answers. Here's a game-by-game breakdown. I don't need that. I'm looking for some stories. All right. Doesn't seem like we have any stories. We have stats. Yeah, there's nothing about their off-season. This was their 11th season in the NBA. The NBA is older than I realized. I did not know that. Okay. No way NBA.com has highlights from this game. Also, I love that the logos are mixed up because this is the Warriors and somehow Syracuse Nationals is the Sixers logo. So they're like switched, even though Philadelphia. Wow, this has a box score and everything. Philly got cooked in this one, but they definitely don't have highlights. That TBD, yeah, okay, there we go. I guess that's just the default, but it says game result including recap, highlights, and game information. So it's just interested. Did the Philadelphia Warriors win a championship? They won. Okay, they won the BAA championship in the league's first year of existence. So because it's the Warriors, wait, do the Golden State Warriors get that championship in their records? 1947. They were the Philadelphia Warriors. The 1956 Warriors were far and away the best in the association. Okay, so we got 57. Whoa. All right. So we just missed it. This 57 team was a reigning champion team who they added the rookie of the year, but they fell off compared to the year before, which is crazy. How many times does the champion add the rookie of the year, but then also do worse? And then 75, they won their first championship after moving to the Bay Area. Wait, so they did this Philadelphia Warriors team is the Warriors. They moved to the Bay Area. So did the Sixers just start out of thin air? I thought that normally it's like the place that okay, interesting. So I guess this technically isn't the Sixers. Did I just cover a Warriors team for this whole time? Whoops. My bad. How did they get their name? Let's find out. We're finding out how the Golden State Warriors got their name. But Philadelphia was awarded a charter NBA franchise in 1946, and they named it after a team that had played in 1925. Okay, so that's how they got their name, was just that they named it after a team that had it before. Great insight. Fantastic. Glad we learned that. Discover the incredible history of the Philadelphia Warriors. Here we go. I think this is where I'm going to wrap this up. So yeah, they moved to San Francisco in 62, and it's the Warriors' path, the Warriors' family tree. So we're covering a Warriors team now. This is the second ever Philly sports team wheel game I've done, and we're covering a Warriors team. Great. Anyway, they took on. Okay, where does the unique moniker come from? There's two theories, both involving World War II veterans. All right, here we go. According to some accounts, Gottlieb wanted to honor those that had served in battle by naming his franchise after them, thus choosing Warriors. However, the logo does not back up that theory, because if he was honoring soldiers, then it would have been like a World War II soldier as the logo, I would think. Others suggest that Litwack chose this name because he had served during World War II and felt strongly about honoring those who fought for our country's freedom. Okay, so this is a dumb argument. It's just like, well, the one guy wanted to honor those who served in battle, and the other guy, he wanted to honor those who fought for our country's freedom. That's the same thing. And then, however it happened, they both wanted it to be honor World War II guys, and then they were like, you know what the logo should be? A Native American. Don't understand that. They proudly represented their city since 1946. No, they haven't proudly represented their city since 1946. This sentence is not true because they moved. Okay. Have they made Philadelphia proud since they left for San Francisco? That's not true. 3 championships, notably back-to-back titles in 47, 48. So they were founded in 46, won back-to-back championships in 47, 48. And then not much after that. But this article is written like it is in the 60s, as we look forward to an exciting future for basketball fans everywhere. But it has 20 up to 2018, up to 2019, 2020 to present. But the Warriors have won a championship since 2018, so I don't know when this was last updated. But this was still interesting to learn. Oh, there's a timeline. All right. 1955. 55-56, they won. Wait, so they won in 55-56. We're looking at 57-58. So, sorry, it was not a reigning champion team. It was a team that was 2 years removed. And then they signed... Is that Wilt Chamberlain drinking milk? Whatever Abbott's is. It looks like Wilt Chamberlain just drinking a carton of milk. That's fantastic. Love that. Hold on, go back to 59. They signed him because they drafted him. They drafted Wilt Chamberlain in 1959, and then there's a bunch of Wilt Chamberlain stuff probably. They moved in 1962. Oh, because some guy bought them. Franklin Mayuli bought the team and relocated them, so it's his fault. And then they were San Francisco Warriors, and then we can vote on who's the greatest Philadelphia Warrior. Probably Wilt Chamberlain. Can I vote and see results here? Whoa. Wait. Okay, I can see the votes, but I can't see the winner. Oh, and then here's the whole history. I think we've read most of this. They had Hall of Fame players such as Joe Folks and Neil Johnston. Again, the 50s names. Fantastic. These are the retired numbers. That's, again, the whole Warriors thing. So, all right, there we go. The Philadelphia Warriors. Hope you guys enjoyed learning about them. That was an interesting episode. I really enjoyed doing these sports wheel ones. The Flyers video got no views. I think I got 4 views on YouTube. So I will keep doing these for a little bit to, larger sample size. I'm not just going to say one didn't work and stop, but maybe after I do like 10 of these, if none of them are doing well, I'll stop. But I'm enjoying these so far. 2 for 2 on enjoying learning about these teams. So let me know what you guys think. If you like this, share it with somebody, or even if you didn't like it, share it with somebody, a sports history nerd who you think might like it. That was the 1957-58 Philadelphia Warriors. Technically, not even a Sixers franchise. That is a Warriors franchise, but interesting nonetheless, and still kind of a part of Philadelphia history. So I think I'll take it. So thank you guys for hanging out. I'll see you next time.